Yo, it's me, Marquise Scaniers, targeted individual, 29 years old, believer of the Mashiach. And I named this the stream let us cut them off from being a nation. But it's been a little while since I've been on the internet streaming because my targeting started getting really confusing and it started looking like something else. But it's exactly what I said it was, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of what a lot of people explain it to be, but it's on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's layers to it. I always say this. It's layers to targeting and getting the revelation of the word and relating it to real life. So like now it says that let us cut them off from being a nation. So like another one of my streams I was talking about how like I'm starting to see that the children of Israel is just not it's just not well, it's just not like based off color and what people identify as and stuff like that. It's like a part of your spirit, and if your spirit is not that, like the world will love you, and so that's why, like they said, that let us cut them off from being a nation, because you're not a part of the world no more, and they don't want to even remember you, and that's what I go through. You know what I'm saying with this targeting, like I'm basically like invisible, but when you look at them, you could tell that they know who you are and they know everything about you or what they're planning to do to you or how they're planning to destroy you and stuff like that. So it's like once they once you know this and all that stuff, like you start seeing their face and then you can't help but to hear them talking and stuff and they be talking about what you got going on. But that's what it like this brings me to another scripture. It says walk by faith and not by sight. See, the devil knows the scriptures too, so they know how to play on your mind. They know how to play on your mind as far as the word too, because this is all a sick thing. They're using the word as like something that they can use to hide behind and twist up instead of actually trying to live righteously. They just say that they are living righteously instead of actually performing it. But the people that's actually performing it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's it's like you did get discredited. We don't do it just because for recognition. Like it's in your soul, it's in your being that you naturally feel a heart for people and stuff like that, and you care. And in this program, it takes you away from being who you are because it changes you around when you actually figure out the truth of these programs and the system babies and people who are part of this beast system. And it's like now I see it's like you can't serve two masters because you will hate one and love the other. So like, but my thing is like I know this much. What I know is that once you once you come into realization of the truth, you're coming out of her. But in my situation, I got legal issues, which is got me in bondage to the system, and they holding it over my head to keep me in this and drag me down and destroy me. I mean, but the Lord said He knew us before we was formed in the womb. So if this is what the Lord had planned for me, I did before I actually came into the truth and know the truth of the world and how the word manifests in the carnal and the physical on earth and who everybody is and what position they playing and what role they've taken in this stuff and in this existence. You know what I'm saying? It's like before you know, before if you don't know, like well, I'm not gonna put this on anybody else, but before I knew, like it just really frightened me to the point where I feel like I was gonna lose my mind, but I didn't, and the truth was revealed to me. So now I'm in the process of digesting, knowing that it's like it's a life to be destroyed if you're not what the world see fit. And the only thing I be worried about is like, well, dang, I ain't I ain't learned the truth until late, and I wasn't being a perfect. Well, I wouldn't say all the time. I wouldn't say all the time that I was being a good person. You know what I'm saying? And my conception, my perception of what what it is to be a good person or how what it is to live in this world, being a part of this world was altered or skewed from the beginning. So, and if nobody's actually telling you or guiding you, you know what I'm saying, to the actual truth, you'll never know it. And I be feeling it now. Like what I be thinking about is like about the people who actually just got consumed immediately and didn't actually have no chance to actually learn the truth, or they didn't ever attempt to search it or learn it. It's like, dang, what about them? But even if you is like you like it says in the Bible that if you call upon my name and you believe in me, talking about the Christ, you'll be saved. And saved salvation is like for the kingdom or the next world when you be reborn, when you be brought back, and then you judged and all that stuff. But so like even if we is under grace, nothing that you do on this earth really matter. You're just still gonna go to heaven once you die anyway, or you're gonna be judged upon like are you being judged upon your works, or is it upon your faith in Jesus Christ? But it says faith without works is dead. So like, I mean, this is what I be wanting to know. Like they were like, oh, you're not gonna go to heaven if you don't just if you trying to just because you keeping the law and you believe. Like the works don't get you into heaven, but you get in by just believing. But if faith without works is dead, how are you getting judged? If we all believe, how are people actually getting lost? Like, because it says that 2/3 of the people will be lost, but maybe it's the truth that they just don't believe. But I mean, if what I'm believing is wrong, then I'm gonna go to hell. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, what I'm actually talking about, sitting here talking about, is actually on par with the actual story of the Bible, like being hated and not fitting in and all this stuff and being persecuted and you know, even when you was in the world, like even like some of the apostles and disciples, they was everybody was in the world at one point and nobody and they all had sin. But even when they got the gospel of Christ, everybody like was saying, "Oh, you changed up. Oh, like you're nobody because you're a sinner. You was a sinner too." So like once you start learning, if you're not like a part of this world in some sort of fashion or made some sort of deal, it's over with. Like they got you in the crosshairs. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you stay sane in this? But like, I just asked the Most High to give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I ask that He shield my heart, my mind, and my body from all wicked things. And these thoughts that I be getting, like I be wondering, are these wicked thoughts or is it pieces of the truth? Because like with this being the world, they think like they fighting a silent battle. So it's like you they try to make it to seem like what you're saying is so outrageous and so unthinkable or unhinged that it can never be done. Like even with that last mass shooting in Maine, like now that I know about this, these programs and stuff and driving people crazy and trying to push the mental health agenda and stuff. Like, who says that this man wasn't a part of that? But at the same time, you can't really just know because this program go to great lengths to destroy. So what if he was one of the catalysts to destroy somebody who was actually a target in the building, or he was the target himself? You know what I'm saying? It could be either way, and there's so many different facets. People be saying like they try to make it seem like, oh, you just making up vain imaginations, but if you done seen it with your eyes and you comprehended it. What is like what are you just hypothesizing, or are you actually like stating truth? But it's just like they try to the world to call everything they call everything like what's it called, conspiracy. But if I told you, like if I told somebody who's not from this country that just got here, but they've been studying English so they can speak English. So I'm talking to them about our currency system, and I say that this man on this dollar bill, this president that's on this dollar bill, even though he not smiling in this picture, I know that he got wooden teeth in his mouth, made he got wooden dentures in his mouth, or he got dentures made of slave teeth in his mouth. All of the teeth that he got in his mouth are not his. They're teeth pulled of slaves that's in his mouth. Somebody will look at you crazy like, "Oh, you're just making that up." Oh, how you know that? But not knowing that it's actually the truth and the information is out there. You just don't know, or you don't want to know. You would call it a conspiracy because you don't have the information, which is crazy to me. But yeah, like this system is wicked. Like I be keeping my composure because I know they want to drag me into some incident or want it to be wrong place, wrong time, or just let it be somebody that I had aught with or somebody that had aught with me, and then let it be that, oh, it was this, you know what I'm saying? But collectively, it's the same. It's all the same entities and teams of people and systems and I don't know how to explain this. It's so many facets to it, but like I found myself walking by sight and not by faith for a while because things did get confusing. But still, I'm upholding my integrity. I mean, I'm still struggling with small things, but overall, like I ain't gonna even say it's small because it's a big thing. It's big things. Like we all struggle from these sins, and it's hard. Like it's hard abstaining from sin, bro. Especially being in the world, like as a target individual, their whole objective is to put you into financial ruin and put you in a mental tailspin. So like if the world is ruled by everybody who's cooperating and you someone who gives the the program a hard time because you just won't let them go ahead and move forward with their plans with no resistance, um like they block you from everything, they blackball you, automatic lose. It's like on cartoons where they used to have like they'll show like gambling in cartoons, and then there'll be somebody behind a curtain with a win lose switch, and they'll switch it to lose, so it's like automatic lose. No matter what you do is lose. But they got so many different scandals going, like on targeted individuals, not just me. I'm pretty sure it's other people that don't get hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I know I probably only get hurt by people who are on the other side trying to destroy me as well. But the way it operates is zero accountability for the perpetrators and plausible deniability. So anything that I say, they just gonna deny it and then come back at you with directed conversation, mad, retaliating against you. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Like this this is it's tiring. Like it's really annoying too. It's really annoying. Like how do you overcome an ant pile? Like just think of an ant pile, but it's a whole bunch of people though. It's an ant pile of people that's in control by a source, and if the source tell them to defend it with your life, which they are, like they're willing to bite you, which means they have no regard for themselves as well, or that whatever they're working towards is more important than righteousness. You know what I'm saying? And like this is what I be saying. Like if anything is more important than righteousness, then it's really wicked. So like if the world was given into the hands of the wicked, and like so if we're like just let's just take me for example, like this case got me pinned down where I can't really do much for myself, especially being blocked from jobs and stuff, being trying to be driven to crime or some mental health or murder scheme, body replacement, whatever it is, wiping me out of existence, cutting me out from being a nation, you know? It's like if you have to deal with these folks to actually even leave because they hold you captive here, like you'll go to the border, but they're not gonna let you pass unless you have proper paperwork. They not gonna You can't get no apartment, you can't get no house unless you got the proper paperwork or a job. So basically, you just here and you're undesirable now because like it just looks as if you're just not doing nothing on purpose, and it changes your mood. It makes you like into a different person. I always been kind of humble. Like, but when I do speak up, people take offense to when I speak up. But I listen to anybody. I listen to what they say. If I agree with some points that you make, I'll tell you I agree with that. But I also tell you what I disagree with and why. And I ask you probing questions to figure out why you think that way. Because I might be the wrong one. But you know what I'm saying? I could get lifted up in pride sometimes, and it takes meekness to understand when you're lifted up. And sometimes when I get lifted up, I can't see it sometimes. So sometimes, but usually I don't really speak on. I try not to speak on matters that I don't really have any information on. And self examination, like I know where I be going wrong at, and others do too. So they attack those areas, and they do that for all targets. That's not just even targets. Regular other people get attacked too, but it's less than them because they're not really a target. Like it's just like we're here, but we're not really of importance to these schemes. We're just supporting characters, people that's going to reap the residuals of what we're planning for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like cut them off and leave them destitute. And, it's like everybody's so good at acting, like, but then like, call you a rat when you start speaking up. And then, like, even the police, like the law, local law enforcement and other agencies. Like it's all connected. So who you really gonna tell in the first place? Like they're all connected and they're all working together for the same goal. They just wear different faces and different name tags and have different titles, but collectively they still move in the same fashion. So like knowing that you can die by not bowing or you can die by bowing because at that point they could just force you to do what they tell you to or they come snatch your soul anyway. But when they trying to put something together to like a portfolio of wickedness for you, I ain't saying I'm the cleanest in the shit, like you know what I'm saying, like because I definitely done did some dumb stuff. But the people who have malice intent that purposely plan and do things, like they get released and stuff like that. Like I remember when I was watching, like when I was in school stuff, I would hear people talking about they passing laws that's releasing all these people from jail, and I didn't really understand what it was. Now I know that it's one of these programs that we're in. So people is working their move by destroying other people to save themselves. I can't just destroy nobody else to save me. Like I would take myself out the equation before I try to destroy somebody. And. But they expect you not to get mad about anything or not feel no type of way. But like all this stuff is just like it's like programming. It's like mind control slick. It's like they trying to get you to act a certain type of way by doing things and getting trying to get you to react to things so they can say that you said this or said that or you did this or you did that. God forbid that you start declining on offers and stuff. They'll say that you being funny or that you trying to treat people a certain type of way, make it, it's a narrative. It's a floating narrative, you know what I'm saying? So it making you look like a terrible person, like you have no emotional emotional or mental what's it called? Empathy or sympathy or anything, or no, you're not human, like you're just a monster or something, like you're destroying people's lives or that you're hurting these people's feelings or you're offensive, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can have a conversation like this in a monotonous tone and non-aggressive anyway, but it's not the aggression, it's the intent. It's the intent. So they know that you don't have no wicked intent, so they have to blow things out of a proportion. And what their intent is, it was to destroy you in the first place. But what I be realizing, like, if I did things differently, would I still be on this same path, or would I like? Because when I'm starting to really just come to the conclusion of it was already going on, but I just couldn't really see it. I couldn't really see it or feel it or hear it. I portrayed well, and if I did, and if I was experiencing it and not knowing, I perceived it a different way. But like what I'm saying, like if they say the good die young, if the good die young and everybody is living is like high level wicked, are the wicked actually doing the work of God though? Because if it's written that we gonna get destroyed for because of his namesake and because they hated him, because ye are hypocrites, you know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that mean that the wicked is the ones doing the justice of the Most High or pushing the word through? But according to the Bible, like the people that's destroying everybody or that's putting people to judgment, you know what I'm saying, or destroying the children of Israel. And the ones like it's because people fall on both sides. So it's not really many of us that's really just out here just getting destroyed because we're not going along or that we broke their rules, they social rules or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like it's only a few of us. So like, and if this world, like, so in Revelations, when the nation falls, when the wicked nation falls of our captivity, so everybody that's left is gonna be the ones that I ain't gonna say everybody because it's gonna be a remnant left that's still alive. That don't die, that don't taste the sword. I just be trying to make sure I got the gist of this life. And I don't be want to be blasphemous about like questioning it because like if this is the know all be all God, like how can I like not believe it? But it says the ones you're blessed if you believe without seeing. You know what I'm saying? I witnessed a lot of things in my life that seemed like like it was bleak, like things that I didn't think I was gonna come out of, or things that could have destroyed me, but it didn't because mistakes happen. Like like I used to get into a lot of fights, and people still do be want to do me harm, but now it's more of an attempt where, all right, we done fighting you, we ready to go ahead and take you up out of here, type vibe. So it's like any of them fights that I had got into, like something could have like went left, and I could have like got hit the right way and died. Like so, like, and this is when I didn't know. I had feelings about like, like knowing that I'm like if you okay, say you're an empath and you're operating in your empathy, you know what I'm saying? So like or you actually care about people and you since you perceive the world a different way, you didn't think it was a prison planet or some sort of death chamber, you know what I'm saying? It's like you looking to be friendly and looking to get good things out of life, not knowing that you have to get things wickedly or you gotta not be in accordance with the word to actually survive and succeed because according to the word this is all that we gonna have that they or we gonna have because to be honest at this point I don't know if I'm two-thirds sometimes like because like the sins that I struggle with like it's like well if I was chosen shouldn't it be a little bit easier for me to not to uphold the law. But no, it says that it's a fight tooth and nail. I can't even think that. mm You know, I don't really know. But like, how do you even feel? Like, I woke up feeling sick this morning. Like my stomach was hurting because I don't know. Just thinking about this stuff. It's like who actually even thinks of things like this to actually execute and perform. You got to be a sick person. You got to be the psychopath. Like, yeah, let me let me say this is a free country and let me take somebody else's identity and kill them and put them away somewhere. Yeah, let's do that. That's who thinks of things like that. Like when you brought into this world, me as a so-called African American man, we got this. these society standards and life standards and nexuses that we held to that we supposed to obey, quote unquote obey, quote unquote obey. Yeah, or how we supposed to, you know, um, behave ourselves, but it's really all wrong. And whoever do it the best, like that's who's like who people aspire to be like, or who they praise. You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to be like, I know I used to look for praises of men. Sometimes I still do because I know my creative ability sometimes, and you know how people is, they be trying to play you, but we're not supposed to seek for praises of man. We're supposed to look for the praises of the kingdom, praise the kingdom to come, and the Father and His Son. Stand in the Spirit is hard, bro. It's really hard, especially when the gears are going counterclockwise to your productivity. I don't know though. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, but I do know. So like, mind your business is not my life, my business. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, so the Most High is apparently saying that when we come into the truth, that our life is no longer our own. It's like Most High and Yahweh His Son, or Jesus Christ, owns us, and we shouldn't care about nothing that we got going on in the physical. Of course, like the the obvious things like bathing, drinking water, and eating body, and you're feeding your body, because without feeding your body, you'll pass away. And I don't really think that the Most High is telling us to commit suicide or do things to yourself that's gonna destroy you, because He say that everything that He asks you to do is to give you life. But the fact that the hands is the world is given into the hand of the wicked, everything that's good here is considered bad, and bad is considered good. So they hate you. So then you will be put to death, which is crazy. That's crazy. It's a psycho world, bro. It's a psycho world. These folks are psycho. But the word of the Lord never come back void. And people don't like the way that I put it, because in the way that I talk about the Lord and how I relate it to real life, and how I but like, you once you have the understanding, once you start get well, I ain't gonna say have the understanding, because we always learning. It's never a point where you know everything, and I don't know everything. I'm just really starting to come into the truth of my own situation and what happens to in in general. So like, and it's still things that I can't even fathom, because it was made that way. Make things unfathomable to make you think that they're not attainable. But all things are attainable, especially in the name of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And like, people got free will. So since all things are attainable on earth, what I'm saying, except for like certain things, like bringing back a spirit of people, like from death. But like, So like I was saying, it's if it's so it's more of them than us. So they have all the tools and everything. So they make these miracles and false wonders and lies to make it seem like they have all the most high power on this earth. But really, they control things on this earth. They control the earth. They can manipulate, which is witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has manipulated at some point, whether it be some sort of a situation, or you manipulate it in a conversation, or you manipulate it, you know what I'm saying? Whether you did it knowingly or unknowingly. So, but perpetual is people that perpetually manipulate and do it for gain and stuff like that. I don't know. But like, wouldn't that wouldn't all of that say like that this is really just that we just walking through the motions of what the most high planned for us? Like, how I couldn't fathom, like it always felt like that in my life, that it was me versus like everybody, and it would be some people that was like in the gray area or on the fence about me, stuff like that, that really wouldn't say anything when stuff happens, no matter what situation, no matter what, like what environment, like whether it be school, around friends, around family, around anything, any, like this goes for any situation that you're put in life, not just one situation, because it don't stop, it keep going. It don't stop, it keep going. Like this, it's like this is like the the program is almost how like the alternator works on a car. So like the alternator is like your source of recharging on of the battery, so the battery won't die, because the car uses a lot of power. And when it started discharging, or since that it hit a voltage below than what is required for it to start or something like that, it'll kick in this belt, and the belt will start running, and it's like almost charging up, like what would we say, potential energy or kinetic energy, and then it transfers it back to the battery. So it's like recycling the energy. So like once you so okay, so I said the program is like an alternator. So like once one person is consumed, it's like it automatically kick back in. Everybody go back to normal for a time. Or if they even go back to normal. I don't know if they just jump straight to the next target or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? I guess this is what normal is. Like it's having two faces to them. Like, and speaking of two faces, like I I kind of had two faces at one point. Like the created person that my situations and stuff like that put upon me, like making music, making an alternative reality, and not just that, like other things I participated in, like sports. I participated in like sports and stuff. It made a alter ego split, like it's a whole different knowledge and stuff like that that you put into that, and it's a different person because like it takes different operations, like you become, like say with football, you become more aggressive, you're an aggressive person, like it's letting the vicious and ferociousness out of your body out, and the way that you have to think is differently. So it's almost like you become a different person when you do these things. So it's like it you it's like it has split personalities, and one of them is in the front, but the other one is inside out. Like you can hear it, but you can't really see it all the time. They only swap around every so often, or let you see it so often. But It's always operating in the background. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once it's while it's operating, it could switch out at any point in time, not knowing like these like. Hmm. So it's like how I always say that I'm a anime nerd. Like I like anime and stuff like that. It's this show called Yu-Gi-Oh, and Yugi was battling Pegasus, and Pegasus could read minds. Pegasus could read minds, and he could get a visual picture of your mind, whatever you're thinking. And so Yugi, he had is basically he had a item that contained another spirit, and he can call upon that spirit inside of him. So he transformed into a different person, but it's two different minds of the person, two different minds. So like in order to win the card game, he used those two minds to his advantage, leading to the same goal, which was his victory. What he wanted was his victory. So both minds they was playing their own strategy, and then somehow they would like cross the strategy. They wouldn't verbally say it, but they would cross the strategy and put it into one for the same goal. But it was two different entities. You know what I mean? So like that's what it's like having a split personality or two faces, a face behind the mask. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they use it. Like they and what's crazy is it's not just whoever that one person like so it's a so for it to be a net it's a network of people that's like this. So they all coming up with good ideas and coming up doing your surveillance and watching you and planning upon your predicted programming and stuff like that and how you will react and what you're going to do next and stuff like that. So it's a network of them, and they all using that double mind to intertwine the plans together. And now that I'm back talking again about this, it's like I know they already want me. They want me on a platter. They either want me on a platter, they want me missing or gone or something like that, or they want me locked up. In which, you know, it don't look good. It don't look good for me. I want to believe in my spirit that that's something that's gonna give, but knowing the word that we're supposed to that this is gonna happen to the people, the children of Israel, which what I said don't relate to race. It's not limited to race or ethnicity. It's about nations. It's crazy. Like I be having all this on my mind every day, and I stop talking because my words seem to offend people. And now I'm in the rock in between the hard place again. Well, I was never out of the rock in between the hard place. The rocks was just like working as that little thing that you see in uh psychiatrist's office, like that little ball that work off kinetic energy. Like you knock one ball into the mass, and then it'll knock the other one, and they both keep just knocking the mass. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's like just knocking me until I'm tired, knocking me until I'm just till I give up, till I renounce. I'm not gonna renounce. And I mean everything that I said. This is attack on mental health, and they all on one accord. You know what I'm saying? They know what they know, and I know what I know, and they love to press the fact that they know what they know on project the fact that they know what they know onto me. But That's an attack of fear and disbelief. And I just try to stay in belief and knowing that what I'm saying is the truth, and knowing that like although I be I be overcritical of myself, like I be chuckling at these folks what they be doing because they know that they're doing it. Like, did you sign up for this? But like I be hurt for the people that's doing it that don't know what they're doing. And if they did find out what they're doing is wrong, would they continue doing it? You know, one thing I've been working on is my anger and how I take things. So, I try not to take things with anger anymore. I get angry because I know a lot of this stuff ain't fair. And I get angry because I know that like we get treated unfairly, underhandedly though. It's underhanded, unfair treatment. You know what I'm saying? Stuff to that makes you wonder like what is people real motivation. And since like this case is really holding me hostage, like I mean, if they like they got me by the balls already, to be honest, like it's like I can't they block like all of uh, the like I ain't got no court date yet. It's almost been 2 years, and they saying it's in under investigation. But like, who investigating, and what are you investigating? So it's like, yeah, keeping that on me. And the charges is like, so it's kind of bad charges. So it's like it's stopping me from being productive. All I can do is be productive in the Lord and keep my mind working, working my mind out and stuff like that, so I don't fall to the unproductivity and the brain fog and knowing that it's wicked plots against me. And it's like they it's like they look at you and they can see your time clock over your head and your price that's on your head by these wicked programs and all these other people that really got stock into the wickedness. You never know who got stock into it. Well, yeah, you never know. Like, cause some people, a lot of people are low key like that. They don't, they not really out on the forefront with the wickedness. But then you got the ones who was made to be in the forefront. I don't know. There's so many aspects of it. I be overthinking it sometimes. I be overthinking it sometimes. This is the first Sabbath. Like right now, like I wouldn't like to be honest, I wouldn't be being lawful right now because it says it's not supposed you're not supposed to talk your own words on you're not supposed to babble your own words on the Sabbath. So like I be trying, bro. Like it's hard. It's hard. Like if I could follow all the laws without being hated and it not being interrupted by this world, I would. But now all I could do is just like grind it out and fight and try to stay, try to stay 100. Excuse me. How do you deal? How do you deal? I got most of what I was trying to get off my chest right now, and the questions that I put out there. Like for other people that's actually going through it and can see what I'm seeing. Like I'd be hoping that they get in the comments and like put their perspective of it. But only everybody can't see what you see, and everybody targeting is different. So it's crazy because like what's the point of even playing with somebody? Like if you know you could have had them off out of there without even it being a batting of an eye, why wouldn't you do it when they was not aware? But they made you aware to drive you to fear and anger and to destruction, like utter destruction, bro. Like it's crazy. It's like it's like being at a batting cage and you swing at the ball, but you know, after you swing after so many balls, like you done got tired and it's a machine that you facing. Like it don't get tired. It switch out pieces and keep going. It just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Press, press, press. Full court press. Oh no. It's like I'm gonna make a t-shirt saying it's like but you know, it is what it is. Like I don't know where it's coming from directly. I don't know who made the decision. Who was it that hated you so bad where they put you in the spotlight or they decide to make you the target of destruction. I'm in bondage. I'm in Egypt. Like this is crazy. Like it's invisible shackles that they slapping on you and signing doing a Reaper Death Seal jutsu on you for all the Naruto fans. The Orochimaru way. Did the jutsu, cut the soul out, but then jump into somebody else just to have you. Crazy, bro. Like it's crazy. So the gospel was meant to be preached to the Gentiles. And if the Gentiles are the nations of people who are worldly, you know what I'm saying? But Christ says he came to die for the sins of all men. So like it's all men. What about the ones who actually so like okay, if the gospel is meant to be preached to the Gentiles, right? And he came to for all men, why are you only why is the gospel only meant to be preached to the Gentiles? This is another question I have. And if he came for all men as a sin offering, and this is why I was like, this is gonna connect to what I was saying about perverting the word and twisting it. So like, so like, is it really twisted though? Because if what's happening, if what's happening in this world is going according to the Bible, wouldn't it just be a, a misconception of identity, who you are in the Bible, instead of it just being twisted? Like, 'cause if it is being twisted, like, so what I'm getting from what I'm going through is that people are still sacrificing the quote unquote lames, or people who are misfits, the people who are blackballed for their beliefs that don't match up to the world. If you're killing them, if you're killing them, and the gospel, like it says that it was for the, like the that Jesus or Yahweh died for our sins, that there is no more sacrifices to be made. Wouldn't that be twisting the Bible, like twisting the scripture to fit what they're doing? But if the word never comes back void, the Most High says that that's the reason why we're gonna die. Like, because they don't believe, and they, you know what I'm saying? They pretend that they are with that. But in that second face, in that double face, the second face, the hidden one, they really like, nah, I'm not really with that. I'm really just trying to figure out my identity in it, and if knowing if I'm really a child of God, you know what I'm saying? So like I believe it. I believe that everything that's in the book, in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Even though I haven't read it all yet, I'm still getting through it. I'm almost there. But based off of what I like reading it cover to cover, I'm almost there. But as far as like taking a look at every chapter and reading scriptures from it, I done been up in every chapter and like compared scriptures with some of the brothers and sisters, and they read from it and give their understanding and relate it to the topics and stuff. So I done been in every chapter, but I just don't, I haven't read it cover to cover, front to back, to know the, the chronology, chrono what I'm trying to say of it. But yeah, it's that. So like that, and like it's just like, if we not if you're twisting the word to keep something hidden, wouldn't that make you someone that's following the ways of the wicked? That's what the description of the 2/3 is. The ones who don't have regard for God. And, like my regard for God started me trying slowly to move over, but once you start having regard for God, and you try to like be around people and include them in it, and they not really on that, they gonna start pulling away, and then it's gonna start perverting what you do and how you move, because if they not with that, it's gonna get perverted, bro. So like that's why it's so hard for us to deal with people and stuff like that, or people to deal with us, because they know that. So it's like, once you got all this information about what it is and what it isn't, what do? The Lord says focus on Him. But supposed to think of the flesh and not care about dying. But his word is like basically the epitome of us getting ourselves ready to die. And walk if I'm focused on you, knowing that I'm getting myself ready to die in hopes of the kingdom. He said he promises us this kingdom if we if we follow him and hold steadfast and believe and love God. But where I be getting tripped up at is like knowing that before I actually knew, I'm sitting here like all dumb as get out, not knowing what I'm doing, and now knowing that what you're doing, like the fight is 10 times harder. Like, am I getting penalized because I'm weak? But am I actually weak because I'm dealing with all of the other attributes of targeting, all the physical things, all the temptations in the spirit, everything on every dimension, like every level, every layer that I was talking about, like every bad thing that you're dealing with in every layer. Like we got a file cabinet full of problems as targets. And is it really problems? No, it's just worldly problems because like and still I be finding myself trying to find a job and stuff like that, but really they just want me to lay down and die. But am I supposed to lay down and die? Like, cause it says in the word, like, cause it says that a man who does not work does not eat. But should we actually even want to work in this world? Nobody wants to work. And I definitely don't want to work. I do want to work, put it this way. I like seeing the work of my hands, but knowing that I have to work to survive and people don't really want you to survive. They want you to fold and crumble. Like, what do you do about that? Do you just like give up on life and lay down? No, it says that we're supposed to endure. And endure means to go through. And going through look different to by to to people, and it look and it the process look different in other people, but the result is the same if you depending on what side you on. Like, because even the wicked have tribulation. Like, we are human. Like, we all have problems on a carnal level, but it's bigger problems. Like, you could have the problems of this earth, but like the way this earth works, like I was seeing that it pretty much stopped when it comes. Like everything that they got going on is like called to a screeching halt when it comes to a target, and their next operative mission is to team up and destroy, discredit, and neutralize. To discredit, deny, and neutralize. And it's crazy though, like, cause I could talk about this all day. Like, just knowing that you know that the angel of death could like just come up on you at any time. It's like crazy. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, and like, how am I supposed to feel knowing that it's a lot of plots against me? It says I'm supposed to forgive them because they know not what they do. But do they really not know? They know. They know. Like, I know I cannot be the only person with a a slight, even a slight moral compass. But what I notice is that at, at some point in my life, and sometimes I still do, I lack common sense because common sense ain't common because the sense of this world is vanity and wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say something positive and people will not be with that. Like, but when you start saying negative, they'll tell you to start being positive. Like, stop being negative. You need to be positive. But when you're positive, you lame and they hate you. I don't know. This is that I'd rather it be you than me. So I'm gonna team up with them. And that's what happens when you get isolated as a target. Everybody that you ever knew, they're gonna back away from you slowly, and you're gonna see it's gonna be some. They're gonna manufacture some problem between you and somebody else. And in my case, like what I did, what I did, what I started doing before I actually started realizing what was going on. Like I would speak out on every person that I see done turned away from me. Now I just be broad about it. I be like everybody done turned away. And then they'll try to make it seem like you're being the gossiping one, but like you can clearly see that like people is turning away from you from what would seem like for no reason. I don't know. But you never know what's being said about you behind your back. But unless you're a real one and you're gonna tell them to their face too. You know what I'm saying? Everything I could say to somebody's face. But what I was saying to somebody else the other day is like, if like how we know that this targeting is like a silent war, it's silent. So like, if you if if you know that if you know that this the silent war is if no put it this way, if you know that something is evil when you can't speak out loud about it. It's something that's not right about something if you can't speak out loud about it. And I know that this ain't really about me and no no court case. This ain't about no court case. It's about something else. This ain't about no, oh, you fell out with your girl, or oh, you did this, oh, you did that, oh, you got locked up. Nah, this ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just one of the devices. The devices of the enemy are many, and you got to be wise to the plots and schemes of the enemy. And like like I would always say to the person that well, to the agent provocateur that was around me before I fed into the bull and fell into the trap. You know what I'm saying? I used to always say that you one of them. And like I would always say it, but not know even knowing what I mean. You one of them. Like you just like I sense that something ain't right. I just sense that something ain't right. You one of them. And I'm like, you trying to destroy. You an agent. It's crazy. And what it turned out to be. That. And that's crazy because the feeling was there, but my mind wasn't there. I didn't know the truth. So I felt it. And like if you try to declare something like that without any proof, people just start writing you off as crazy or like you don't know what you're talking about and stuff like that. So it's like me being the forthcoming person that I am and speaking what's on my mind or whatever, like, whatever feeling I feel is true that I want to share. You know what I'm saying? Like they be like, oh, that's just you just making up stuff in your mind. But when the actions match what is being said, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, just like I know I probably damn myself by not going off and do wicked shit. But the whole thing is if I did go just do a whole bunch of wicked shit and get myself in more trouble, like it wouldn't have changed nothing in the first place. That would put me even further into the pit because that's where they would want me to be. Like what I'm trying to say is like once you target it and you're a real target, because it's a lot of shields out here, like a lot of fake targets and stuff. Like once you target it, it's no getting off. It's no getting away from that. Like it's just probably like it's just a what's it called? A perpetual thing. It's perpetual every day, 24/7 until they finish their plans and get you. But I rebuke the devourer, and I rebuke the devourer in the cases of other TIs or people, unfortunate people who didn't wasn't able to see the truth or actually find out the truth. Because a lot of people done fail. I'm pretty sure it's been a lot of people that failed that was just in the dark and didn't know. Like I'm grateful that I was able to learn some stuff about what this is, this existence, man. Like, and this is why I really don't be wanting to talk about much else besides the fact that I really want to get out of this stuff, this case that they got me in, and this fake investigation to drag out the time so they could destroy me. You know what I'm saying? But it's been about an hour, almost going on an hour and a half. We finna see if somebody gonna try to run up on me on this Sabbath to destroy, to swap me out. We gonna see. But like I'm still trying my best despite my situations. I'm doing what I can. And like I ain't been taking care of my body like that, but like as far as exercising, but my mind, I'm still been trying to exercise it and stay active in my mind and not fall into that slump of feeling depressed and feeling the fear of knowing that people are actually out for your blood. I mean, to be honest, it should be an honor. And it's like, I believe what's in the Bible. I really feel that it should be an honor, but the humanity, the spirit, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Like, I really, really don't like bad shit, bro. And before, like, I mean, I ain't gonna say that I do like bad shit because I have addictions to bad shit, like the worldly shit. But as far as like putting pain onto people, I don't like that. Like, as far as like trying to destroy people, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. I don't like that one little bit, bro. And it's crazy. You know, this whole existence is conditioning, and it's the battlefield for your soul. And everybody might look at me as a coward because I actually speak on it, and I do feel fear sometimes about it because you never know. Like your body, like nigga, we're human. We're not Jesus Christ, and like anybody that say they don't have no fear of death, like I mean, they gotta be at the highest. I'm not gonna say that they're a liar. I'm gonna just say that they're at the highest level of their journey. That's the highest operating force where you don't have no fear of nothing. And it's not even just like a fear because we all gonna go through it. It's just the thought of you want to know what's next after that. Like, and were you worthy enough of actually did you live your life good enough? Did you live your life well enough and obedient enough to the Most High? And obedience don't be looking like obedience a lot of times because a lot of times what you want will look opposite of what the Most High want for you. And I struggle with that too, and I'm pretty sure that's a area that a lot of people struggle with, like having discernment of what's not good for you, what's what's gonna work for you and what's not gonna work for you, what's lawful and what's not lawful. But this is so wicked and twisted and so it almost like seems so unimaginable. Like that even if I was to say this to somebody, like just directly or a stranger that don't know me from Adam, which I'm really doubting that it ain't that it is no strange that there is no strangers because if everybody's on one accord, then everybody knows, like, or they have some sort of way that knows that to know. I don't know. I'm just speculating at that point, but who knows? Like this has been this has been developed so carefully, and like they put so much thought and energy into wickedness. It's like I'm pretty sure like whoever tried to stop the ball from rolling, they really put up a good fight and they tried hard. And I see that like throughout time, you see that it was like more people back in the day where who was willing to fight and to strive, who's willing to fight and to strive and to be in rebellion. But you know, like over time, like they seen that people started dying. Like they was dying, getting murdered and all kinds of stuff in the worst ways. Their families was getting destroyed, communities getting destroyed. So that was the fear that gripped the people. That was the fear that gripped the people. And like now, each generation is less and less people who's actually standing for righteousness. I wouldn't say rebellion; it would be rebellion in the eyes of the world. But people who stand for righteousness today, I mean, people who are outcasted for the most part. I ain't gonna say everybody because some people are outcasted for the right reasons. A lot of people are outcasted for the wrong reasons because you know it's situational. Like some people just have unfortunate, some have no fortune in the spirit, or I don't know. It's not my it's not my thing. Like it's just you know you never know what the Most High got for you until it's actually time to receive it because and it's gonna be based upon how you live. So like basically if we if we if we're sowing seeds, right? So this is the seeds. This is the seeds. So if you're sowing seeds and you're sowing good seeds, so what you put out in this earth is good, which would like and this is what confuses the messages. Like when you be listening to other people and they be or you hear a preacher saying like about talk about seeds, but what like about seeds sowing good seeds. But what they're not telling you is that like when you're sowing, so okay, you're sowing seeds, good seeds. What do you call good seeds? So like what you calling good seeds may actually be a wicked seed in the eyes of the Most High, but the world will say it's a good seed. So it's like you know what I mean? It's inverted, bro. Like it's it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this. I've been all over the place in the conversation. I try to stay on topic and like you know and link everything into what I was trying to say. But you know, I say this for myself as well. So I probably go back and listen to and see what I could say differently next time. But you know the drill. It's like once you in this reality, it's like no escaping. And really, this reality is the escape because like really, if like the word is true, like if you have they say if you have a bad life here, most likely you're gonna receive the kingdom. If it was like not brought on because of you, like if you made choices to have a bad life, like we made bad choices in our lives sometimes, but if we don't continue, if like we change around and like sincerity, change the posture of our heart and the direction that we actually going, I believe that we can get the kingdom. But the good thing is that the kingdom is what we're being offered. But to get the kingdom, you got to die. And that's what, that's what a lot of people will be refraining from saying. And because they don't want to scare you. But I mean, death is a part of the natural living situation. And like me living as a kid, like why didn't nobody ever tell me that? They tell you that only bad stuff equal jail or death. When really, when you do good stuff, it permanently puts you jail or death, like because you're gonna be hated. Like it's weird. Like you get like people get arrested for wickedness here, and they go into jail, stuff like that. But if you somebody who actually striving and you actually fall into some stuff, where they gonna hold you down. They hold other people down, but it's gonna be especially you. And people will join in to jump you. They will sign contracts like, yeah, I help you. I help you jump him if you let me out, or I help you jump him if you do this for me. I'll let you jump her. I help you jump her. It's crazy. Like, it really blows my mind when I be thinking of when I sit back and think about it. I'm like, bruh, is this really it? Like, yeah, that's really it. That's it. That's what we living on. That's what we living off of. We depend on this. I'm like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But you know, they call this complaining. They like to call this complaining. But I just really be trying to stay grounded because because sometimes it get unbelievable, bro. It gets unconceivable, unperceivable. Like it's like, dang, is all of this really, really happening, bro? Like this is all. Is it just me? So sometimes you got to sit down, and go through the facts in your mind, and speak it out loud. Remind yourself you ain't no idiot, and you ain't crazy. You're not mental health like they're trying to say you are. You're not suicidal like they're trying to say you are, and you exist like they're trying to say you don't. You know? But hey, I feel 10 times better. My stomach was turned upside down. I mean, it was just really, I just felt like a pile of boo boo for a second. But it comes and it goes. Like like it says that the weapons will form, but it said that they should not prosper. But at some point, the weapon has to prosper because if it's our duty to die for Christ, and that's the whole point of living, unless you choose like you chose the other side and you live for the world, like you're supposed to. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all stay safe, man. Drop a comment or something.